I'm going to rate Lies of P bosses. So hope you enjoyed this video. So the first boss is Parrot Master. I think Parrot Master is an easily B tier fight. The attacks are good. The hitboxes are good. Attacks are also well telegraphed. There's nothing special about this boss fight. And as a first boss in a Souls-like series, I think it did a pretty good job because even games like Elden Ring don't do it good. I think Margit was way too hard as a first boss. But Parrot Master was okay. The moves are good. So that's it. So the second boss, we got Mad Donkey. I know you people love Mad Donkey because of his mask, of course, and his character, but as a boss fight, I think it's a. I think it's not better than Parrot Master. I don't know. The moves are very basic. You can backstab him very easily. I don't think there's anything special to this boss fight except the cutscenes. The cutscenes are great. Other than that, I don't think there's anything special with this boss. The next boss is Scrapped Watchman. I think Scrapped Watchman is one of the better bosses in the game. It's a straight up A tier, high A tier, in my opinion. It kind of introduces you to the perfect parrying and electric shock mechanic. It paves the path that you're going in this game. It was pretty good fight, honestly. I enjoyed it, even though he whooped my butt. But it was a good fight. So there's nothing special. I think the attacks were also good, well telegraphed. Hitboxes were also nice. Next boss is Survivor. I hardly want to name this a boss because it was kind of just an NPC in a tight room. So honestly, F tier. Nothing special. Normal NPC encounter. Puppet of the Future. I think it was trash, honestly. It wasn't even a boss. It's even worse than Survivor, in my opinion. Kind of hard to chew his health. Trash hitboxes, actually. The move that he moves his feet up and slam it to the ground, I think the hitboxes were trash, honestly. I don't even call it a boss. Next boss is King's Flame Fuko. It's a boring fight, honestly. Even I think Matt Donkey and Parrot Master were easily better than this. Is it better than the Survivor? Probably. Yeah, sure. But the moves were okay. It had one move which threw the flame on the ground. I think that was kinda unfair. Other than that, it was a pretty normal boss fight. Even in my few playthroughs, I didn't have any problem with this guy. It was just boring. Next, we have the Atoned. I haven't fought this NPC, honestly. It was, I think, next to the train or tram. I mean, why would I engage another boring NPC? Next, we have Archbishop Andreas. Okay, this boss has the decay mechanic, and decay mechanic in general, I think it's a pretty unfair mechanic, both chewing your health and your durability, weapon durability. I think it's kind of a bad design. The attacks were okay. The second phase, I honestly didn't fought the head. I just went back to his butt, and it was pretty much the same moveset with 2 more or 3 new moves. Other than that, the hitboxes were okay. The attacks were good. Is it better than Mad Donkey at Parrot Master? I don't think so. Is it better than Fuko? Sure. So next we have Black Rabbit Brotherhood, Part 1. And something about these Souls-like games, I don't like it when I have to fight with a few people, especially in boss fights. Although it did a pretty good job because they had to come in a turn, so you damage one and the brother is there. If you don't engage an attack or don't go too close to him, he won't attack. So you can focus the other one. And when you beat the other one comes out. So I think that was really cool. Honestly, it's an underrated fight. But overall, it had nothing special. Yeah, I think the big bros move were kind of boring. Is it better than Archbishop? Yeah, but it's not better than Donkey and Parrot Master for sure. So it's an C tier fight. So we move on to White Lady. Okay, this is an underrated opinion, but I think White Lady was a great boss fight because of the sword, the moveset she had, and the music. The music was amazing. The atmosphere was also good in the opera or theater. I think it was a pretty okay boss fight. It's definitely better than Parrot Master and Donkey for sure. I enjoyed this battle, so I'll give it a high B tier fight. Next, we have Mad Clown Puppet. Mad Clown Puppet is a straight up trash. It's an unenjoyable fight. There's nothing much to say about Mad Clown. The moves are bad. The area is also bad. I didn't enjoy this fight at all. I don't think I've ever seen anyone enjoy this. Now we are getting somewhere. We have King of Puppets or Romeo. I don't know why there's two pictures, but Romeo is an S tier fight. The atmosphere, the music, and the cutscenes especially, where Geppetto puts your heart out and puts it into his son. That's a good storytelling, let me tell you. I think after finishing the game and coming back to this fight, I enjoyed it very much. We could have been friends, but I had to kill you. Sorry, Romeo. The attacks were okay. The first phase, the HP bar of King of Puppets, it got nerfed. I don't think it deserved a nerf. The second phase was pretty cool. I think it had one attack that charges up his scythe. That was kind of unfair, but I'm not complaining. I enjoyed this fight. Next, we got Champion Victor. Champion Victor is a high F, low C tier boss, in my opinion. Absolutely nothing special. It's just like you're playing Spider-Man and the boss is Rhino. Typical big guy stuff. Nothing special except the cutscene where Laxasia kills him. I'll give it a low C tier. Then we have Owl Doctor. Just like Survivor. Nothing special. Tight room. Different moveset, I guess. Nothing worth mentioning. Then we have Green Monster of the Swamp. I think it's one of the worst bosses in the game. The lunge attacks are insane. He just runs at you and you overdose in DK. The second phase is just Watchman with some new different attacks with DK again. I think it's a boring fight. It's an unfair fight and unenjoyable. So I'll give it an F tier. So Rubber Weasel, another NPC. Warcraft Illusions. I think it was a pretty cool fight. I'll give it a low C. Him duplicating. The moves were cool. The soundtrack was amazing actually. So I'll give it a low C. Then we have Corrupted Parrot Master. I'll give it a low B. It's basically Parrot Master with DK. But at least they did a pretty good job with the design. So I think it deserves B. Black Rabbit Brotherhood Part 2. I think it's better than Fuko, but not better than Archbishop. It's basically the same fight as the part 1, but the problem here is the grindstones that they use. So the younger sister has DK, and at this point you should know I hate DK. So that goes for it. Then we have Door Guardian. I think Door Guardian is a high F tier fight. You can't damage this guy unless he's staggered, and when he's falling down he can hit you with his head even though he's staggered. So it was kind of cool, but it was just a waste of time. Nothing special. I'll give it a high F. So the 3 final bosses of the game, we have Laxasia or Laxasia. I think in one of the cutscenes she calls herself Laxasia. Hardest boss in the game by far. I'll give it a high A tier. I think the first phase was fine. The second phase was kind of messy. You couldn't predict the attacks. It wasn't well telegraphed at all. It could have been an S tier, but just because of the second phase, I think it got ruined. So I'll give it a high A. Simon Manus, easily the worst fight in the game. I think the hitboxes are obnoxious. The attacks are not telegraphed at all. And it kinda ruined it for me because as the main villain of the game, I kinda expected more, but it was just bad. The second phase was him just throwing random stuff at you, and then a big arm came which exploded in a vast area. I think it was trash. So kinda disappointed. Nameless Puppet, I think it's an S tier fight. Is it better than Romeo? I don't think so. But the story behind him was pretty cool, where you get to see Geppetto was the main villain of the game all this time, and he was just trying to use us to kill the enemies, and he wants our heart to revive his son Carlo. And the fight itself was pretty good. I think it was one of the better sword fights in the game. The second phase was also difficult, but I enjoyed it very much. I don't think there were any bad hitboxes or anything wrong with this boss at all. So this is the final tier list. I think it's a pretty solid list. Remember, these are just my opinion. If you want to share your opinion, please comment on this video. And if you want to see my review on Lies of P, please make sure to check out that video also. And like, subscribe, and all that cool stuff. See you later, boys.